In pop culture, there's this man of honor myth when it comes to the mafia. But you know, a lot of these mobsters have been getting heroin money since the inception of La Cosa Nostra in this country.
They have dominated the drug trade in America for decades. And the idea that the mafia stayed away from that was first a falsehood. And second of all, I believe it was a falsehood that was promulgated by many mobsters to make their dealings more acceptable and more palatable. That was the mob's dirty secret. They didn't want the public to know that they were profiting so much from narcotics. In my opinion, the fallacy can really all be traced to one root incident, and that was the release of the movie The Godfather. The movie became ingrained in American pop culture very quickly.
I believe this drug business is going to destroy us in the years to come.
This creates this stigma that there's something less moral about dealing drugs as opposed to being involved in gambling, prostitution, extortion, loan sharking. So there's this stigma that it's a dirty business. But the stigma is for audience members.
Everybody. Could be my son, could be anybody. Gribb's got 20 years just for saying hello to some fucker who was sneaking behind his back selling junk. I don't need that. Ain't gonna happen.
So that's why it becomes important for the crime bosses in a public relations sense to at least publicly say, we don't deal drugs, we have a prohibition on selling drugs. That violates some kind of moral standard. With these gangsters, they don't have a moral standard at all.
Then we are agreed. The traffic in drugs will be permitted, but controlled.
It was this kind of constant mitigating of what was really going on. And in reality, all the way back from Prohibition, all the way into the new millennium, the mafia was making hundreds of millions of dollars in the narcotics trade around the world. There was too many spoils out there for people to turn their head. And in that business, if there's money to be made, risk be damned, we're going all in. And these guys went all in pretty fast. If you do a Freedom of Information Act, you go back and look at documentation records from that period, the stuff that was coming from the FBN is head and shoulders above anything you were getting from the FBI at that time.
The Italian Sicilian organized crime groups went into narcotics in a much bigger way. And when they go into something, they go into it with both feet. We have to recognize that they had become pretty astute at setting up an illegal business during Prohibition. That was not a Mickey Mouse operation. It was a business.